Hello, my friends. So, if you're like me, you might be a person of integrity, a person whose faith is really important to you, or maybe ministry is important to you. Um, but you have wondered if getting involved in a business is okay. Is it okay for Christians to be making money? And especially even for people in ministry to be making money. Um, and that is exactly how I was feeling when I started my business and I had to think through whether or not I was going to do it. And so I want to share with you a little bit of my story and why I chose to get involved with the business that I did in network marketing and why it has been an incredible ministry opportunity, as well as given us strength to go the long haul in ministry. And so I want you to know my name is Alyssa. I have been a pastor's wife ever since I got married for 20 years. And before that, I really considered myself to be in a ministry role because I was a Christian school teacher, and Christian school teachers don't make very much money. So it is definitely a ministry to be a Christian school teacher. And so I did that for many years. I loved teaching, and I chose to stay home when I got pregnant because I knew I'd be losing money if I went back to teaching in the Christian school and paying for childcare. And so my plan all along was to stay home, be home with my kids until they could go back to school, and then I could go back to teaching and doing that kind of ministry because that's what I loved. I loved serving people, making a difference. And it felt a little greedy to me to make money. Like, shouldn't I just be happy with what God's given me, with what I have? And God's challenged some of my views on that since then. And so, the first thing I want to share with you that I have learned over my 11 years of business now is that selling is serving. And so people can sell things out of any kind of heart. And selling has a connotation because some people think, well, like salespeople are slimy, they're going to just manipulate you. And yes, some people do that. But if you are sharing a product that you truly believe in, that you truly believe will make people's lives better, then selling is serving. And that's totally what it's been for me in my Shackley business. I grew up in these products. I knew they were amazing. And I love to be able to serve people now with the knowledge that I have. Now, I am not a health or nutrition expert. Everything I've learned from a webinar. But I love that with everything I've learned, I've been able to share so that when somebody says to me, oh my goodness, my kids are getting sick all the time and I don't know what to do about it, or I'm really struggling with joint pain or digestive issues, or even like we just need a little bit of extra money for our family to get by, I can now say, Shackley works. And I feel confident saying that. And I love serving people and teaching them how Shackley products work or how the Shackley business works so I can serve them and help them meet their needs. And so selling is serving if it's done with the right heart, of course. A lot of people like to talk about the Proverbs 31 woman, and at least for me, maybe I just didn't read very carefully at first, but I always thought of the Proverbs 31 woman as a woman who was home with her children, she was baking bread, and that was the place for her. And yet, if you read Proverbs 31, you will see that she was very entrepreneurial. It talks about how she considers a field and then she buys it and then she plants things in order to make more of a profit in that field. She's making things and selling things. She's providing for her servants. A true entrepreneur is here to make the community a better place. And so she serves her family, but she was serving her whole community well. And so that has brought me a lot of confidence as I've grown as a businesswoman in realizing that selling can be serving. And so if you are a person of integrity, I'll tell you that the world needs you. And wherever God puts you, if he puts an entrepreneurial spirit in you, there's a purpose for that and you can use it for his glory. So that's the first thing, is that selling is serving. But here's the second thing that I want to share with you and a little bit of our story. The second thing is that extra income takes away the stress of ministry life. If you, or some of the stress of ministry life, and helps them focus on service. And so the truth is, if any of us are stressed out about money, we spend a lot of our lives stressed out about money and we're not really able to serve others because we're always wondering where that next dollar is going to come from for us to keep the lights on or keep the water running or pay our cell phone bill, right? And so if we have money and we have our debts and things paid for, then we're freed up to serve others. And ministry life is hard. If you know anybody in ministry, you know that they carry a lot of burdens. They're carrying a lot of other people's problems. But then if on top of that, they have their own financial struggles, and even if they are the only income earner in the family, that is a lot of pressure for one person to feel, knowing that even if they are struggling, they don't even feel like doing ministry anymore, They have to keep doing it because that's how they provide for their family. That's a really tough situation to be in. And my husband and I have went to Bible school. We know a lot of people who've been in ministry with us and have burnt out from that kind of stress because they had financial struggles on top of the struggles of ministry life. And so me starting this business helped add some wiggle room in our budget for me and my husband so that he could focus more on ministry and not as much on where's the money going to come from to feed my family, right? And so just being able to have that wiggle room has been a way I can serve my whole family and also serve God by providing. But I'll tell you that my business, I've been doing this 11 years. It's grown. It's more than replaced my teaching income. And it's provided for us amazing opportunities to travel. And my husband will tell you that one of the best ways that he loves to de-stress from his job is traveling. And so Shaklee's given us 7 all-expense paid trips to all-inclusive resorts that we would have never gone to in our ministry life. And what a great treat that's been for us. But, on top of it, it's just been trips away for the two of us, which has been great to strengthen our marriage and give my husband a chance to check out a ministry life. And so, so that's been huge to let him go the long haul. I want him to go the long haul in what God's called him to do. And I love that I can serve our family in this way. And so extra income really can take some stress away to help people focus on what God's called them to do. Well, this is the third thing I want to share with you, and especially if you've struggled with wondering if it's greedy to want more than what you have and things like that. Here's a truth that I have come to see, and that is that money in the hands of good people will do good things. Money in the hands of good people will do good things. And, there's a stigma in our society, especially around rich people, Jeff Bezos, Elon Musk, there's this belief that they must have done something sneaky in order to get there. And definitely their character has definitely been smeared in the media. But I think it's caused all of us to feel like anybody who's rich probably had to lie or cheat in order to get there. But there's a lot of really good and godly people that I can think of, maybe you can think of, sports figures who have taken their money and used it for good things. And so if you are a godly person and you're afraid of making more because what do people think and do you just need enough to get by, know that money in the hands of good people will do good things, and you can use your money to do good things. And so with my business at first, it offered a cushion. We were grateful for that, but now it's offered even more, where we can help support more of our missionary friends that are around the world. My kids and I were able to pack some boxes for Operation Christmas Child and to be generous in these areas and even give my kids travel opportunities to go and serve. I am currently working towards my personal goal of taking my 2 oldest kids on a mission trip to Africa this summer to go serve in an orphanage. Because I know that that's going to grow their worldview in big ways, give them an opportunity to serve. But you know what? It's going to cost money for us to go on that trip. Airfare is going to be expensive. It's going to be expensive. And so I love that can be a goal of mine in my business. I can use my money to do good things in my kids' lives, in other people's lives. And so keep that in mind, that money in the hands of good people will do good things. And so in conclusion, I just want to share that my Shaklee business has done so many great things for our family. It's replaced my income. It's given us these trips. It's given us a car. It's given us a sense of purpose and opportunity to serve people and talk to people one-on-one and ministry opportunities. But I will tell you the thing that has made me most proud as of recently is my friend Sarah. And Sarah's someone that I met when we were teaching together in the Christian school. She also became a mom and was staying at home, and her husband was in a corporate job that was literally sucking the life out of him. And he was working late, hardly had time for the family. And Sarah decided to start a Shaklee business because she thought maybe that'll help us have some, wiggle room in the budget. But then Sarah started to dream bigger. And then she said, what if I grew my Shaklee business to a place that my husband could get a job that he wants and not a job that he needs for our family to survive? And so that became her next big dream. And through a series of events and God things, they have a heart for refugees, and one door leads to another door. And next thing you know, they are now living in Bosnia, serving refugees. And she is doing her Shaklee business online, so she can serve all of her customers here in America. But they also have missionary support coming in, and just having that extra buffer of being able to serve God, but also have this buffer so that all that stress doesn't have to be on her husband is huge for their family. And so So I just want to challenge you that you have no idea what good a Shackley business can do through good people and through people with good intentions. And so if this is something that you have thought about and you've struggled with or questioned, I would love to talk with you more about how it's made a huge impact on my life. But I hope that this has encouraged you, and feel free to reach out to me with any questions that you have.